Hello people, welcome to a new episode of Velocity Kinetics. Do apologise, I'm on the way out. Well, is it an episode? I don't know what you would call it. It's something. So I was just getting ready to go to work, as you would do normally, and encountered a little bit of a problem, which is in line with the post that went up today, actually. I can't actually do it one-handed, I'm a bit special. Let's get scraping. Music off. Gently does it. I hope the A19's clear, because the other year it was not done until very late in the day when the snow had happened. Trying to see if I can find a uncrushed piece of snow for a little bit more traction. Only doing about 12 miles an hour, so we can lift off from second, put it back in the first, and just because you don't know how frozen the road is underneath. Apologies there, I should have put my indicator on just a little bit earlier. Again, just take it slow. I'd normally come around here about 20 miles an hour, so I'm doing half the speed because I just don't know what grip there is, and because in the UK we don't get an awful lot of snow, we don't know how to drive in it, is long and the short of it. He was in the wrong place on the road, halfway into the middle of it. Right, looks like at least the main road is clear. We had the beast from the east last year. I got my car stuck on the hill we're about to go over. Now, I got it stuck going the other direction, so I was still going up and over, but it was going up and over the other way. There we go. Put it gently. Still don't know what grip there is, even though it's wet. This thing out for splashing. Don't know how well it comes through on this microphone, on the dash cam. Apologies if I'm a bit coughy and sniffy, I've caught something. So I was going up this hill, but I was coming the other way, so where we're about to go down, I got stuck about here, but going up the hill last year in March, and I don't know how I got my other Baleno over it. It was just a lot of clutch in, hoof it, clutch out, spin it and move, is what it finished off being to get over. You see a lot of cars driving around that haven't got any of their stuff cleared. Now the cars that got slush on the number plate, there's not a lot you can do about that, but the ones that have got clean snow on them haven't bothered to clear it. You need to have your entire car clear of snow, so not just your windows, you need to clear your roof, you need to clear it all off, because as the air flows over the car, you then effectively make it so that snow can fly off. When the air hits it with force, it's effectively just going to be like what you would do with a brush, just push it off. But the only thing is that will probably push off right into your windscreen right when you need to hit the brakes and then blind you, or it's going to fly off and hit the car behind you. To get around there going to fly out and hit the car behind you and potentially damage their car, or it's going to hit a pedestrian instead. So gentle on the accelerator. We're in the fourth already, we're only doing about 30 miles an hour. I'm going to gently on the brakes. Ford Focus behind me doesn't seem to get the concept of gentle on the brakes. Just roll up nicely. Another thing you need to be able to make sure, and show it very well with the position I have it in to see the road at its best. You need to make sure you've left a gap to the car in front of them. I'm fed up with the number of cars that just don't do this. You need to be able to see the wheels of the car in front. Number of people that just creep up and creep up and creep up. For instance, there's a red Ford Focus Estate behind me. The guy's actually on his phone now. He's not looking at the lights, but all I can see in my rear view mirror, or all I could see, should I say, when we were stood still, all I could see was his washer jets. I couldn't tell. If I hadn't seen he was a Ford Focus beforehand, I wouldn't have known he was a Ford Focus. Oh, excuse me. Grief. So we're not quite getting up to 40 because there's not much point in doing so. One of our fine boys in blue going across there. They're probably going to some idiot who's tried to hoof it when they shouldn't have. That Discovery ought to be able to boss through this with its on the good ones as well. So we're going to be on the brakes again. Come to a stop, got my indicator on for going left. It's insane just how much snow is still. It's insane just how much snow is still falling. Someone said it's meant to rain at about 11 o'clock, which should make this all go away, but then it's going to freeze and then possibly make it all worse, to be honest. But we'll deal with that as we come to it, I guess. Oh, excuse me. There we go, so we go green for us. Gently on the power again. I'm not really letting my revs build up beyond 3,000 if I can avoid it. If the slip road is clear and been grit and things, then I will hoof it as I would do normally. But on these side roads, well, they're not exactly side roads, but given council cuts and so on and so forth, these are probably going to be amongst the last roads to be treated.
819 danger due to faulty vehicle.
Thank you, Belino. That's just the thing to give me its automatic update. Fortunately, it doesn't tell me whether it's northbound or southbound. I've just got to find out what it's gonna do. I'll find out what way it's gonna be. One of them V60s. Oh god. Maybe if Volvo were feeling particularly kind, give me one for free. Good to see the V60. Sorry, he's actually got his indicator on. Number of people on this roundabout who don't do it. It's insane. So build up a little bit more. Gonna probably push to about 4. There we go. That was about 4.2. So we're gonna do it again. We're at 3. 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5 in the fourth. It's about 50 miles an hour. That's good enough for me. I'm not going to probably not going to travel any faster than 50, especially given at the end the slip road has not been cleared. Mind you, people haven't been able to get all the way up to it. So why? V60's got his indicator on nice and early to signal he's going back into Bolden. So we're going about 55-ish. Right. I'm going to go over because. This, I heard something unpleasant in his car. I might have just got some snow dislodging. I'm not going to go any faster than 50, 55. Ooh, the car's getting nice and toasty now. Got that big blue fleece that I had on in the review video, and I kind of like it, but because I've put a little bit of weight on around the middle recently, it's not as big. A few people being, in my mind, for these conditions, are being a bit braver than I think they should be. Especially this big red Renault Kadjar that's about to come by. He rode it right up to the back of my bonnet, back of my boot, sorry. Rode it right up to the boot and then pulled out. Why? The conditions are just not there. I don't want Velocity Kinetics to become a page about people whinging about the driving standards of other drivers. But what I will say is I can't stand how people do not adjust to the conditions. When it's raining, people still keep their foot in or keep their braking distances the same. People seem to just think they've only got brakes to gear down with, to slow down with, when in actual fact you've got your gears to gear you down and use your engine for engine braking. It's where they're like that in some places the standard of British driving. I don't know how well that will come up on the video, but that cugger behind that Renault Koleos, I think it's called, it's too close. The Vectra's too close to everyone else. It's unbelievable. And that Kadjar that shot past me, he's only ahead of this Picasso. So what on earth was the point in him or her flying around me like a bat out of hell? I really do not understand what the point of that was. Excuse me. So again, we're going to slowly build the speed. We might go past the lorry depending on how fast he decides to travel, but I say the conditions just aren't there for them. So we're doing 40 now. I haven't got. This is better. Remember that video I posted a little while ago where it was my commute and it was like, I think the video was like 14 minutes long. It's there and back. Even in that video is 14 minutes on, there's a couple of bits where it's only about 2 or 3 minutes in total that I run it at like live action speed. That video, that was a 35-mile commute, and even then all the video footage and that was sped up about 400% or 500%, if not more. Gently push it up to 60 because the conditions seem like they're there. We're not going to go any faster than the 60 though. The next exit is mine. Excuse me. The UK and snow, we're never prepared for it. We're always surprised it happens. And then employers seem to think that they rule the roost when it comes to it. It's like, it's a case of, okay, don't run the risk for getting in, you know, be safe, drive safe, but if you don't come in, you're having a note on your file. What? Wait a minute, so you're telling me not to kill myself to get in, but you're saying if I don't kill myself to get in, that I'm gonna have a note on my file because I didn't try to kill myself to get in. And then if I actually killed myself getting in, you go, what in the actual fuck were you doing trying to get in? I know, it's crazy. I know that driving instructor ahead, I don't know who he is, but I'm sure he would tell me I need to put my signal on a bit earlier for where I am here, but I don't, because on the left here you see there's parking. There's parking, and I'm going to put my signal on here to show I don't actually need to go in the area. So let's have a look. The road's okay-ish. Begin this process of slowing down. Got a HGV ahead. These traffic lights up here are horrible and not on. The timers on them are slightly out. I thought that HGV was going to actually jump them there. Right, so we'll put up here. Foot off the brake. Handbrake on, as you should do. You shouldn't be sat riding your brakes. Oh god, I wish I had a rear facing camera to show you how close a transit van's just got behind me. Standard procedure, I guess, when it comes to tranny vans, but that's tranny vans, transit vans, not making a transsexual insult or joke there. He's got arrows on his lights telling people which way he's going. That HGV is not going anywhere fast. I've got a transit van behind me who's not quite sure what he wants to do. Because I've got to go, you would normally stay in the left, straight across, but because on the next stretch I've got to be over, I'm going to go in this lane, because you are allowed to go straight across on this side. It's just not, strictly speaking, if your driving instructor was here, he'd be telling you off for doing this, but I'm just planning ahead. So there we go, out we go. Let the Polo come across, because they need to move as well. Watch out for the side of that trailer on the lorry. Gently build the speed up, because we don't want to be caught out. It's only a 50 down here, so we can probably get to that speed by the time we get to... There we go, we're at 50. Normally I hoof that all the way there in second, as in I don't do the whole stretch in second, I hoof all the way up to 50 in second. Right, because we've got a bit of dirt on the white window from that truck, there we go. Now we're going to turn right down here. I'm not showing you where I work, I'm just going to be in trouble for that. I'm just going to where I park. So look on the right, there's no one coming, so around we go. See the snow still coming. The video quality will not be the greatest by the time it's done. He's just powered out when he shouldn't have done. That car that's there, that Toyota, he's not, technically he'll be stopped, he could be stopped, because his car is not in a road safe and roadworthy condition at the moment. The car's got to be completely cleared. Completely. Fastest way to avoid a ticket, just clear the car completely. And then you haven't got to worry about being stopped. Imagine a copper, if they pulled you over, the only thing one of those guys would probably do is make you clear it. But if you cop them a load of attitude, you have to straight line this. I hate straight lining this roundabout because you're not meant to, but I'm not going in that snow there. Right, this is going to get interesting. On these buildings out here, there's not enough space in its car park, so people spill out onto the road instead to park. Which then means that the road, trucks come down this road, and it means that the road actually isn't wide enough. There's no spaces where I normally work, so we're going to have to go and park. You'd also allow a little bit more time. I would normally be probably at the slip road at this sort of time, not actually nearly at work. To gently round that, because people keep cutting that bit of the roundabout. There we go, straight over. Everyone's going to be panic buying today because, you know, snow and UK don't go together. There we go, slowly slow it down, watch out for the transit. Gently does it. Let's find somewhere to park. Right, my normal slot is full by the looks of things. Let's see. Oh shit, there's someone right behind me now. Don't particularly like that, especially when they're getting as close as they are to me. Absolute dickhead. And you drives a Vauxhall Corsa, so therein lies the answer. Right, I'm going to shimmy the car over just a tiny bit, because there's meant to be wind with all this snow, and I don't want my door to be ripped out of my hand. I'm going to have paintwork to repair as well. There we go. Right. Wonder if the snow gets any worse tonight, but just be careful when you're driving in future, please, and just monitor the conditions. But have a safe day, everyone.